comic books, movies, TV, and more. Nerds are everywhere. It's time to assemble! It's Nerds United.
Hello, welcome to a brand new Nerds United live on YouTube and Facebook. I'm your host, Greg Mahochko, the co-host of I got to remember where this points again. Anyway, the co-host of the year, my good friend, Mike Luther, a.k.a. Bert and Ernie.
Yes. How's it going?
Oh, it's been a day. I've already sat at this desk for 4 hours today.
Well, this will maybe be a shorter one because we don't have too much going on.
We always say that.
That's true.
But the truth is, we really like each other. So.
That's true. That's fair. Yes. Yes.
Oh, man. Yeah, so it is a Saturday night, 9 o'clock Central, and we didn't do the show last night. I don't even remember what time I messaged you. Like
it was earlier, 7, like 6, 7, somewhere around there. 6, 7, around there. Yeah.
It was. I was already feeling pretty exhausted. I can't remember what movie, animated, whatever we had on. And I had one of the twins sitting with me, and I was doing the whole head bob. And I think more than head bob, I think I was like, woke up, with 5 minutes left in the movie. And I was like, I'm just going to put the boys to bed and go to bed myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
So this time last night, I was already sawing logs.
Yeah. Understandable.
But I got a tweet, an X or whatever from Aaron Keene. And he says, well, tonight. But last night, a little after night, he's like, is there a nerd show tonight? There was not.
Yeah. So, usually it's on Fridays, but every once in a while, something happens on a Friday. We have to postpone it till Saturday. So.
Yeah. And usually what happens is Greg calls an audible at the last minute.
Like I said, luckily that wasn't too last minute. It was early enough in the day.
And Fred was here before kicking off the show. He said, Greg, twice in one day, an embarrassment of riches. It's an embarrassment. I don't know about riches.
I don't know about the riches part.
How's your week, Ben? How was your holiday?
I was gonna ask how your Christmas was. Mine was good. Christmas Eve. I'm trying to think. I had to remember back 4 days ago.
Right.
Christmas Eve, I had a nice little church Christmas Eve type of thing or whatever. That was good. I don't think I did anything else then that night. I could be wrong. Christmas Day, me and Nolan went to IHOP. Opened up.
Yes.
He opened up his gifts. IHOP was open. It's funny because it's the IHOP in Glen Carbon, which if you're not around here, you don't know. But Glen Carbon's nice here, yeah.
I know where it is. So we're
okay.
Good.
Well, so if you walk in there, there's a big sign, behind the hostess table, big neon sign that says IHOP since 2024. And it's just like that. Like most time you want something like, you've been around since 1932 or something, like really established. This is just like, no, it was just made. But anyway, the service was real good. Food was, IHOP food. You know what? I should have. I might do it now. I might send you a picture.
Okay.
See how fast you can get it on. So my niece and nephew, last year, I think I've told this, so I'll shorten the story. But I gave them a present. It was just like $20, but one was wrapped in a roll of duct tape. One was like encased in ice. Right.
Right. Oh gosh, encased in ice would be hilarious.
Yes. This year I did an entire roll of Saran wrap, and I didn't know they were going to do anything, but I'm sending it now. So they wrapped my present in something. So I just sent it to you. I think. Hopefully that's who
I just got a message.
Okay. And they were thrilled with what they did, and I thought it was pretty good. So I don't know what next year. I don't know what I'm going to have to do. But they get when Greg shows it. Mm-hmm.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, say that's a wireless phone charger. So it's a very good present,
right?
But
I have. So I don't know if we talked about this before, but my niece and my dad always go back and forth as far as like getting crazy wrapping structures and things like that.
Right. Okay.
And this year I asked my sister, like, hey, I know this is kind of their thing, but y'all don't mind if I jump in and take Dad's spot on it.
Okay.
So I've got my, niece 2 things, my nephew 2 things. I think what I'm going to do for my niece is do the saran wrap ball.
Okay.
And let her have, fun with that madness.
Yeah.
And then for my nephew, I think I'm going to go to Home Depot tomorrow.
Okay.
And get a couple of like one small piece of plywood that I can, drill a bunch of holes in and get like the 18-inch long bolts.
Okay.
And then do like, I don't know, like 10, like have
yeah.
a dozen of those or something like that, and then put a bunch of nuts on each one that he's got to sit there.
Right. Yep.
Because I'm nothing if not overly annoying. So this is this picture here is what, and this was how it was sent to you, right?
Oh, I went over to their house because I was going to drop off and a bunch. I wish I didn't take a picture of the saran wrap, but it was big. And I even put like a little ribbon on it. Yeah. So that's what my present was.
That's awesome.
It was in a box, but I opened up the box and there's the zip ties. I was trying to take them off one by one. I ended up I found a knife at their house and had to cut them. But even then, it was difficult.
Of course, and you don't know exactly what the what the present is on the inside. You're like, how gentle do I have to be?
Yes, yeah.
So, no, that's tremendous.
Yeah.
I wonder, you know what? And that was Braden's idea, right?
I don't know whose idea it was, but yeah, yes.
That actually looks kind of fun. I might steal that idea instead.
That's completely fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Although some of them might have. I'm trying to remember what I got them. It's been weeks since I got these gifts ordered, and they've arrived, and they're still in the shipping containers they arrived in. So, but since I wasn't doing Christmas, I'm not doing Christmas with them, till New Year's. I was like,
okay.
So. But that's fantastic.
It was good. Really it was very good. Yeah.
If I did that to my nephew though, he would absolutely just bust out a buck knife and start,
Yeah, I kind of. Yeah, I found a knife and I had to start clipping them. But like I said, even then it's still difficult.
Oh, for sure.
But it was fun. So yeah.
But regardless if it was your niece or your nephew, you know that they were sitting there the whole time just giggling.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Which made it worth it for them and for you.
Yes. Yeah,
so,
it was good.
Awesome. So I got to tell this story. We also had planned on going to church on Christmas Eve.
Right, of course.
Garrett had been asking for weeks. He's like, can we go Christmas Eve? Because I knew why. He wanted to get up and do Christmas, the Santa side of Christmas, Christmas morning. And I get it as someone who, was a child once. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. So I had planned, structured the entire day of going so Garrett goes to Catholic school. So we go to the Catholic church there. And I structured the entire day of, getting all the kids' baths and my own shower, etc. Yeah, everybody, I shower regularly. Planning for Mass at 5. And we got out of the house at 4:15, and I was pumped. We got to the church parking lot at 4:30, and I was sad. The church parking lot was packed. The doors into like the sanctuary were closed. Church didn't start at 5. Church started at 4.
Okay.
So then, and it was all 5 of us. And so, Ashley was doing a quick search, being like, okay, other churches in Belleville, because there's 8 of them.
Right.
Some of them are partner parishes. So the other one we would go to, they share a priest with, it's like one priest for 2. So that was out. We looked at the cathedral. Theirs was at 4. We looked at St. Henry. Everyone was at 4 except for one. It was all the way across town. And we're like, well, let's go. It's there at 5. So we got there. The first thing we do, literally, like our butt hits the pew, and Garrett's like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I could have guessed that. I could have 100% guessed that.
And honestly, because it's monkey see, monkey do with these boys, Robert's like, I also have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So we got there anyway. We got there. It was fine. Everybody survived. I think I ended up doing 2 different trips with Robert. Robert's like, he's at the point where he wants to go potty, but you also don't believe him, but also, you don't want to miss the opportunity. So
Right.
about midway through church, maybe 60% through, he's like, I got to go to the bathroom. I was like, you can wait. He's like, no, I got to go poopy.
Oh,
I was like, you're going to have to wait, because it was just an inopportune time. And so we get up, I take him there after communion, we have to go all the way to the back of church, all the way downstairs. And we're like, all right, come on. He's almost 4, but he's still cute. You know, he jumps off afterwards. He's like, I guess I didn't have to go poopy.
oh gosh.
I was like, all right, well, now we got to wait. You know, we obviously got him cleaned up,
Mhm.
you know, or washed his hands and whatnot. And
Yeah.
then we had to wait in the back of church. So, so that was Tuesday evening.
Yes.
And then, you know, Wednesday morning got up and Santa was good to the boys. Like,
Okay.
I
Good.
stayed up very late.
Mhm.
Not Tuesday night, but Monday night into Tuesday morning, wrapping everything that Santa had left behind, because Santa's lazy sometimes. Anyway, so I had everything. I stayed up till 4:30 Tuesday morning, because I was like, if I'm going to be tired, I'm going to be tired on Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day.
Fair. Yeah.
So, you know, got up, seeing the excitement on the boys' faces was absolutely worth it. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
tons of fun. I got to be Santa. We got, got to be like, I was like, no, I'm going to do Santa this year, because I knew what was in everything. And so I knew how I wanted everything distributed.
Yeah.
Good to have a plan, right? So yeah, did that. And I made a pot of chili on
Ooh.
Wednesday. That's why I messaged you when you said you were at IHOP. I'm like, I should have reached out to Mike and seen if he and Nolan want to come over for Christmas, but Christmas pot of chili.
Yeah, I got to make chili soon, because you mentioned chili. One of my friend Corey's house, he had chili. I didn't try it, but yeah, I think it's chili time now.
Well, we've had chili twice. I just want to say,
Yeah,
and each time it gets better and better.
Good.
All right, well, that's kind of gets us caught up. I guess the next question, Mike, is: did you watch anything outside of Christmas movies in the past week?
So I watched one episode of What If season 3.
Okay.
And I watched one episode of Squid Game season 2.
I forgot about both of those. I mean, I didn't. You told me about them just yesterday, but
I didn't. I knew Squid Game season 2 was coming out. I didn't realize it was already out. And then What If season 3? I forgot that they were even doing a season 3. I
did too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we have. And we'll talk about it, as far as things that are coming up in 2025. I mean, there are more Marvel animated projects in the way, but so
it was good.
Yeah.
Well, besides, and then Nate Bargatze has a new special out on Netflix. I watched that.
I remember seeing the
promo
home screen or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm a big Nate Bargatze fan because
like
you introduced me to him. So I'm excited to sit down and watch that at some point. Let's see. Everybody in the chat looks like they had good Christmases. Aaron went and saw Nosferatu Christmas night. So good.
Oh, okay. I thought he was just saying so. Yeah, it's so.
So good. So, yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Hey, and the fact that y'all are here hanging out with us on the Saturday between the holidays, so to speak, and everybody who's here hanging out with us in the chat, we're all here earlier, not here, but over on the Core Nation YouTube and Facebook when we did the watch along for the bowl game today. Nebraska won that, by the way, Mike. You'd be happy to know.
Sweet, awesome.
20-15. I mean, yeah, they did give up 13 unanswered points to close out the scoring, but they won.
Okay. Sure.
And you're frozen. Oh, there you are. You're back.
Oh, sweet.
All right. So you watched a little bit. Have you watched any at all of Arcane season 2 on Netflix? No. I've honest to God, I started it, but it's been so long since season 1 that I almost feel like I need to go back and rewatch the events of season 1.
Yeah.
There used to be a time, Mike, when you'd get content on television, network or cable, like every year, so you don't have there weren't these huge gaps in production.
Mhm.
And then you don't need to go back and rewatch everything. So, but we're past that, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a weird world we live in now.
Did you watch any non-Christmas stuff?
Honestly, I'm trying to think. I don't know if I did.
Yeah.
Outside of, like the Blaze and the Monster Machines and, things like that.
Right. Yeah.
I don't. In fact, I fired up Prime Video to put on a Christmas movie,
Mhm.
and I was reminded that sitting right there, and I'd get the same reminder on Max, but I think I'm maybe like one episode into the second season of Rings of Power.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And one episode, maybe two into House of the Dragon on Max. It's like I just completely I don't want to say gave up on those shows, but
I never even started them.
they just I don't know, they didn't get my attention
Yeah.
very much. So
Yeah. I don't watch as much TV as I used to. I realize that.
yeah.
By the way, what's your shirt say?
Shirt says Corn and Nation.
Okay. That's what I thought.
What's the point of dirtying another shirt? No
Yeah,
offense to you, Mike, or to
it's
the
quite all right.
dirty
Understandable.
Nimrods. Let's see. Aaron Keene, Rings of Power with the throw up emoji. Fred says the warning for Rings of Power says don't watch it. This is shit. And you know what? I understand what they're trying to do. I don't know. The books are beloved. The movies are, still well received. I don't know why Amazon is sinking billions of dollars into this show. But
Wish I knew. Did you read anything?
I did actually.
Sweet. Or purchase anything? I don't know.
No, but I got something sitting there waiting for me. So I did finish Injustice Volume 2.
Nice. Tell us all about it.
It's very injustice-y.
Okay, as figured as much.
It's more of Superman becoming a maniacal tyrant and the Green Lantern Corps trying to convince him otherwise.
Okay.
All right. So this is nuts. This is very early on. I'm gonna put this up on there just to what I hope is generate a little interest if I can find it quickly, which I may or may not be able to. Yes. All right, here we go. Kyle Rayner, the green one, like the third Green Lantern, maybe four. Yeah. I don't know. So Kyle Rayner here, he's strung up by the Sinestro Corps, right?
Okay.
You see, it's all
okay. Got it.
And Sinestro, by the way, is he allies himself with Superman, convinces Superman that he should be. I don't want to give a spoiler away, but that's a little bit of an indication of where that's going. So I want to do this page panel by panel if I can. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but so there's separating the ring.
Okay.
From Kyle Rayner. There's Kyle Rayner losing his power. And there's Kyle Rayner being separated, like drawn and quartered.
Wow. Okay.
They don't waste a whole lot of time.
No, not at all.
So that was really good. And then as a fun seasonal read, we talked about this last week, I picked up Batman Santa Claus Silent Night Returns, and I finished the 4 issues that I have. Come to find out, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, just ask how it was.
Oh, it's really good. I mean, it's Santa Claus teaming with the DC heroes against villains that we're not terribly familiar with. But I wasn't under the assumption when I picked up issues 1 through 4 that there were only 4 issues. And Tim over at Twilight Comics in Swansea, Illinois, posted yesterday, I think. Thursday. Since they were closed for Wednesday, which is traditionally New Comic Book Day. He's like, New Comic Book Day on a Thursday, and there's issue number 5. I was like, damn it. So that one is waiting for me, and I think maybe it might extend all the way out to 6 issues. So
okay, that's a good 6-issue runs. I like those.
Mhm.
You know, I think we talked about before. I think we both like when there's a set amount.
Yeah,
because if not, eventually you just gotta quit on your own. Be like, all right, I got this.
Which is about where I'm at. Hate to say it with Grimm.
I figured as much. Yeah.
I mean, first of all, I'm so many, like I have all the issues. I just haven't read them all. We get one every few months now.
Yeah.
And I understand. I mean, when Stephanie Phillips started Grimm, she was still well on her way up. I don't think she'd worked for either of the big two yet, but she's gone on and done Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman, some stuff over at Marvel. So, you know, I understand that the kind of the pet projects, the passion projects might get lost in the shuffle. So
yeah.
But,
probably for the ones that pay a little bit more, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ones with the, you know, from more maybe demanding publishers and deadlines.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's see here. Aaron Keane did start the Penguin yesterday.
Okay. I've heard it's good.
And Minnie asked how it was. And he says it's awesome, like DC meets The Sopranos.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
So I still need to watch Penguin. I'll get to it eventually.
Same. Yeah.
There'll be a time.
I need to watch The Penguin. I need to watch the last season of Superman and Lois, which I think should be out. I think it's done on CW, so it should be out on Max now, or not very soon. There's a lot I need to watch. I'm sure there's a bunch of Star Wars stuff I haven't watched, but like I said, I also part of it is I don't have time to watch everything, and I just don't watch everything. Like I read sometimes, or do other stuff.
Work,
yeah.
And as we've discussed in the past here, starting probably in January, I don't know the logistics of it, but we're going to do a little series of some Dungeons and Dragons here on Nerds United.
Probably have to start that soon. Yeah. That might be a next week thing. Who knows? I'll talk to him. We'll see what's going on.
Works for me.
Yeah, sweet.
So, where are you at on Creature Commandos?
Gosh, I think I've almost, to be honest with you, forgot about it. I think I've only seen one episode.
So I think I'm one episode behind.
Okay.
And everything that I've seen so far, I've really enjoyed.
Good.
I take it back. I think maybe 2 episodes. I know they had a weasel origin story.
Okay.
That people said was like unnaturally touching and really made you feel for the character. So yeah, we'll work on that. And hopefully by that time next week rolls around, I'll be caught up. And there was something else. Oh, you're not going to be interested in this, but hopefully by this time next week, I will have watched Beetlejuice.
Okay, what's that on?
Max, that's
okay. Duh. Well, yeah.
So it's available.
It's already. I swear, it seems like it was just out last month in the theaters. I know it wasn't. Maybe it was. I don't know.
But it was another one. Oh, I know. I saw a notification or something on Facebook, or maybe when I turn on my TV, and it's one of the headings on there. It's like, you can watch Gladiator 2 now at home. I said, oh, sweet. It's on Prime Video. Oh, sweet. And I go, and it's like, you can rent it for $25.99. I'm like,
yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. The same thing happened with a friend of mine her kids wanted to watch a Best Christmas Pageant Ever, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
And they were going to go to the movies. They were talking about it one night. They were going to go to Lori to watch it. And then I just happened to look, and I was like, it's at Lori tonight, and it's not playing. They're like, and then it's gone.
Oh, wow.
And they couldn't make it then. But on Prime, I think it was the same. They said they could rent it for, it was like 20, or I think I want to say rent for $19.99 and buy for $25.99 or something like that. Could be off, but it's one of those like, no, can't even think about doing that.
No, Now, if I really wanted to go watch Gladiator 2, I could still probably go see it at a matinee for like $7 or $10.
Probably, yeah.
And I remember I watched Gladiator in theaters when I was 18 on my 18th birthday.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
come to find out, or think when I think about it, I went to the movies on my 17th birthday and my 18th birthday. And on my 17th birthday was to see South Park, the movie Bigger, Longer, Uncut. And when you had to be, I think we talked about this before, they were checking IDs like crazy for that movie. I had my ID checked 3 times before walking into the theater itself. And then, 18th birthday, it was a little different. I was on crutches. But I had to went and saw Gladiator in the theater. So that was fun. But now I can watch Gladiator at home anytime I want to.
You can. Absolutely.
I actually just watched it not too terribly long ago. Okay. It still holds up. It's a beautiful movie. We actually have there's a few bits of news and notes.
Oh, we do? Okay. I didn't even know.
I don't have the... Let me ask you this, Mike. Mm-hmm. You remember the movie Troy with Brad Pitt?
I remember. Yes. I never watched it, but I remember.
So that movie is loosely-ish based on the Iliad, Homer's epic poem. Obviously, it's about the Trojan War. But Homer had a sequel to that, if you can imagine such a thing at the time. And that was called The Odyssey.
Right, yes. And
allegedly, coming in 2026, Christopher Nolan's next film will be an adaptation of said Odyssey, set to release in July of 2026, starring Tom Holland, Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, and Zendaya. They're all already all attached to star. Do you think it will be like a true period piece, or do you think it's going to be in some way modernized?
It'll be a true period piece, for sure.
See that.
Yeah.
I was trying to think if there was another movie, not maybe in the last 20 years. So I know that's a pretty big scope. That was supposed to be like an adaptation or loosely based on Homer's Odyssey, but I can't remember what it is. It's definitely about like a journey home, but for the life of me, I can't place it. Like I can't think of what it is now. So, let's see. Minnie says Troy, beautiful Pitt. He is good looking in that movie.
Yeah.
Fred says just watch the original Gladiator again. Gladiator 2 is the first one. Like if it was made for people on the spectrum, and I'm not talking cable. Okay, I should have read that one first. The Highlander Gun says the Odyssey.
All of Fred's first before you.
I should. The Odyssey is good too with Armand DeSanti. I do remember that from like the late 90s, I believe. Wasn't that? Correct me if I'm wrong, Highlander. Wasn't that a little cable miniseries on TNT or something? There we go. This, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Highlander Gun. Got me there. I am a man of constant. So, George Clooney and John Turturro and John Goodman's in it. But yeah, you remember Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was, I can't say modern, but that was like a 19th century-ish, retelling of Homer's Odyssey. So
I did not know.
Thank you, Highlander. I appreciate that. And it's funny. The song is what got me there. So, all right. So, I mean, does that excite you, interest you at all?
Not really. I think it'll probably do good. It'll probably get nominated for Academy Award, and I'll know maybe one person that has seen it. That's just pretty standard.
The downside, though, you're right. I think when you talk about Academy Awards, like pictures that are up for Best Picture, they are these artsy movies that a lot of people haven't seen. But you attach all those stars and Christopher Nolan to it, I think it's going to do pretty well at the box office.
Yeah. So. Like, what was the last movie? God, Martin Scorsese, the big one he had, wasn't it him that had like one very recently? Maybe it's not even out yet. But like a huge cast. And it was like he had put his own money into it and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
His I want to say pet project. I'm curious about how that did. Because I heard like, I don't know, the budget for it was, yeah.
It's not the Bob Dylan movie, is it?
No.
No, that was 05 apparently.
Maybe it's not Martin Scorsese. Maybe it was somebody else I'm thinking of.
Killers of the Flower Moon. That was him and Leonardo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like that's. Okay, I remember hearing about that.
Gosh. Yeah. Okay, maybe it's not Martin Scorsese. It was some big director or producer, wherever they are. And gosh, who played Kylo Ren?
Oh, Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. I think he was the star of it. So I'm gonna look up Adam Driver movies now. Megalopolis.
Oh, okay.
Who
was that Scorsese?
Was I way off on this? Who directed this darn thing? Francis Ford
Coppola.
They're like the same person, basically.
Likely.
Budget was okay. See, this is what I'm talking about. Budget was 120 to 136 million. Okay,
it did not do that good at the box office, I don't believe.
13.9 million at the box office.
Which is, I mean, if you get high enough up, you know, and you look down, you could see kind of what they were trying to do. I think Francis Ford Coppola expected that to be like the next genre ending, kind of like The Matrix, you know, and it just wasn't. I don't know if it was not marketed properly. I mean, it's got a tremendous cast. There's nothing wrong with that cast.
No, yeah, perfect cast.
But I still don't understand the movie.
Nobody does. It's kind of funny every once in a while to like look back at like 90s movies and see like the box office and the return on it. Because sometimes it's like, and I'm just making this up, but you know, Home Alone made for $5 million, made $200 billion at the box office or something, you know, just like there's some movies that just destroyed. And even like nowadays, I feel like even ones that like do really good, like Avengers obviously did really good, but it's like, it doesn't seem to be that. It seems like they're making their money and then a little bit more, but not as much as. And again, this is just nostalgia. Not as much as in the past.
I think, you know, part of that too is movies just cost so because of the cost of effects and things like that. I mean,
true. Yeah.
I think you could get by with practical effects a lot cheaper than all the digital rendering and things like that, you know, that take place now. So I think part of the problem maybe that box office returns don't seem as impressive is because I don't want to say budgets are bloated, but budgets are really up there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So
like a standard movie, just your average movie, I think is at least 50 million for budget. And then if you're talking like CGI, superhero, anything like that, you're talking 150 to 200 million. It's just to start.
Let's see here. Anytime you get, I mean, obviously the original Joker movie did very well, very low budget. I think they got out of control with the budget on this one. Plus, I don't really think anybody wanted the sequel. I kind of look at like The Hangover. Hangover didn't have much of a budget, you know.
True. Yes.
And it did gangbusters. So
yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens in cinema moving on. We got off topic. We were talking about the Odyssey. You know, with Christopher Nolan, it's going to have a big budget. With all those stars already attached, it's going to be a big budget.
Yes.
If it can do like Oppenheimer numbers, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah.
So that's not the only news that we had. We got a couple little teasers or trailers from Netflix this week, Mike.
Okay.
I know it may seem hard to believe. It may seem because it was all before Christmas, so it may seem. No, but we had a little teaser and date announcement for Cobra Kai season 6, part 3.
Yes. Was it February?
February 13th.
Mhm.
Cobra Kai season 6, part 3. All the karate.
That's perfect. I saw you post it. I didn't even watch the teaser because I'm like, okay, let's go.
I gave the answer away and I said, who's with us on February 13th? This saga can finally come to the end. Until what, May or something like that, when it's Cobra Kai or Karate Kid Legends?
Yes. Did we post that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Or maybe we did last week.
Did you? Oh yeah. Did you watch the trailer for it? Right.
I did. I've seen it twice now.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we had to do that. We must have done that last week and talked about it.
I think that's probably
because I remember seeing it before watching. We talked about this last week as well. Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Oh yes.
It was ahead of that as well. So
nice.
So yeah, all the kicking, all the fists of fury.
Yeah.
And
none of the plot.
Just pure karate.
Yes.
So, and it's, the unfortunate part, again, spoiler, is that for this to take place, somebody had to get, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens when the gripping conclusion of Cobra Kai.
I'm going to watch it. That's all I'm going to say.
Watch it just to finish it. Right?
Exactly.
You put all the time in.
That's what I did with The Flash.
That's right. I didn't get to the point where I felt closure was necessary on The Flash.
Yeah, it's completely understandable.
But that's not the only Netflix trailer that we got. Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a teaser. Oh, and by the way, that was very much a teaser.
Right.
Because
I had no idea what's going on.
Exactly. But you know what's happening. You know some of the people that are in there.
Happy and Shooter, Victoria. Yeah. No, Veronica, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh shit.
But Veronica was in Billy
Madison.
Yes.
So is Victoria?
Something with a V, yeah.
Weird.
We'll find out when we watch it. And but we just know it's in 2025. I don't think they had a release date. Although somewhere I thought I saw like June or July.
Yeah, I think June. No, I'm sorry. I take it back. July.
July, yeah. Which one? I mean, come on. Why make me wait that long?
It's my birth month. They're gonna. Okay. It's a birthday gift for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, by the way, did you like my pun? In this trailer we actually got there. This teaser came out on Christmas. So I said when I posted the trailer on the Facebook page, I said in 2025, get back into the golf swing of things because it's a golf movie.
That's true. It is. Yeah. Not bad. Yeah. Not bad. That works.
Happy Gilmore has a beard.
Yes.
Just like me.
Yeah. But again, I don't know anything. I've heard rumors that nice beard. I've heard rumors that he has kids in this movie and they play golf, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So
look, I'm gonna watch it.
How long has it been since you saw the original Happy Gilmore?
Surprised it probably not that long ago.
Okay.
But I'll say within 5 years, I think.
Man, I think it's probably been, sadly, like all those 90s comedies that I could have watched like every other month back then, whether it was Happy Gilmore or Ace Ventura.
Yes.
It's been probably 15 plus years since I watched either of them.
Got to go back, man. There's so many lines from those movies, especially Happy Gilmore, that me and my friends used just quote to each other,
right,
nonstop.
I mean, I probably still could.
Oh yeah.
But I'm a little out of practice, probably.
Yes. Well, go back and watch. I'm sure Happy Gilmore's on Netflix, maybe someplace. Probably on Netflix now, because this is coming to Netflix. See, they were smart.
Right.
They said, "Look, people are going to go to the theater for this one. they're if you put it in the theater, they're always going to go."
The target demographic is lazy.
Yeah,
they're going to stay home.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Well, those are a few things that we have to look forward to in 2025, Mike. But
Perfect.
neither of those things are, shall we say, outrightly nerdy. They're not
They don't
based
involve
on
comic books or superheroes. Yeah.
That's right. Shall we get to it, Mike?
Let's do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. We are here for the ding, 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 ding. Easy for me to say. Main event. And what Mike has compiled is a graphic that has 10 projects. 10 projects on it. Oh, no, you're right. 11. I'm sorry. I thought the 2 were the one, and because I don't have it. Anyway, 11 projects that are coming to theaters or to streaming services in 2025.
Yes.
And what we're going to do is we're going to take these 11 and we're going to just rank them from our least excited to our most excited for them. So, Mike, shall we begin?
Let's do it, because I'm curious what your number 11 would be.
Okay.
By the way, I should clarify that it's Peacemaker season 2, obviously. Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. I just didn't find one that said season 2 on it.
Aaron Keene says math is hard. It's okay. It's not that it was math. It's you can't see my mouse roll over, but the Superman picture right by Captain America or Brave New World, from when I didn't have the image up. I just was looking at it looked like it was one image. So
yeah, fair.
I was counting. I'm sorry.
Yeah. By the way, as we can see on here, Marvel's going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting, or at least numbers wise, in 2025.
Because nobody lifts heavier than Superman.
That's true. Well, there's probably a lot of superheroes that do, actually, but in this list, no.
Think so?
But yeah. Me?
Okay.
All right. So what's your number 11, Greg?
Honestly, here's the thing. I at least know a little bit about Ironheart. I have no idea what they're planning with Eyes of Wakanda.
Okay.
And I know that Spider-Man is going to be animated, and I think it's going to be geared more towards kids and teenagers.
Yeah, yeah.
So with that one kind of not with me falling out of the target demographic for that one, I'd honestly probably say Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Wow. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. So I kind of have the same idea as you as far as not being in the demographic, but I went for Ironheart because I'm just not. I think it's going to be a TV series. I think, and I'll check it out, but I'm not expecting much from it.
So from there, I would honestly probably go Ironheart as my number 10.
Ironheart is number 10. That's fair. So for my number 10, this is I've seen I think a 15-second teaser for it. I don't know much about it at all. I'm going Wonder Man.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do they have Yaya? Is he back as this lead?
Think so, yes.
Okay.
I think.
And
apparently it's supposed to be like slightly different from the comic books. I don't know. That's fine.
So with my number 9, I would say Marvel Zombies, which Minnie asks, tell me about this Marvel Zombies. That sounds like something I should take my 14-year-old nephew to. You won't have to.
Yeah. Just sit with him turn Disney Plus on.
Yeah. Have him over on that new, I think Minnie said earlier, new 75-inch TV.
Yeah.
The zombies will be 4 feet. Nope, that's not how math works. They'd be tall.
You're going Marvel Zombies for 9?
I think so.
Okay. So for number 9, I went Eyes of Wakanda. I don't know much about this, but I think Ryan Coogler's involved.
Okay.
Well, and I think if he is, I like him. I trust a lot of his stuff. Black Panther, I think, was great. Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, almost forgot the name of it, was fine, was decent. Black Panther, I've gone back and watched again. I don't think I have for Wakanda Forever. There's a lot of stuff in Phase 4 and 5 that I haven't gone back and seen.
Right.
You know.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it's, Black Panther was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Wakanda Forever. I mean, it's just so tough. Again, you're trying to make a movie without a Black Panther movie without Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
So, and I remember I took Garrett to see that in theaters on Veterans Day. 2020 was at 22, I think. It was a couple years ago. Because I got my ticket and I was like, oh, that's right, he's out of school. Come on. So he was not interested in it, but he's not. He loves Transformers right now. I think the superhero phase will hit him eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
One of his good friends is a big Batman fan, so I think he'll roll into that. But it's just not there yet. But I mean, I haven't gone back and watched Wakanda Forever yet at all.
Yeah.
And that's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Usually there are some movies I'm chomping at the bit, ready for it to hit a streaming so I can go.
Yes.
No, it's not one of them.
I remember, I mean, it seems not that long ago, although it was like waiting for a Blu-ray release to come out. Like I want to say for Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2, I knew when it was coming out, and like that day it went to Walmart and got it.
Right.
But anyway, what's your number 8, sir?
I mean, I think I got to go Eyes of Wakanda, right?
Might as well.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense. And it's funny because we kind of just switched our last two because I'm going Marvel Zombies.
Wait a minute, did I already give Wonder Man? Or did I give Eyes of Wakanda twice?
No, you did Spider-Man, Ironheart, Marvel
right.
Zombies, and then Eyes of Wakanda.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And now you're number 7, sir.
Oh, okay.
By the way, these the last ones we've chosen are ones that are just like they're out or they're going to be out. Don't know anything about them.
Right.
Just,
I'd probably go Wonder Man at number 7.
Wonder Man at number 7. That's probably good. Now, I don't know if this next for my number 7, I don't know if it's going to be surprising or not. I don't know. But I'm going Captain America: Brave New World.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm sure finances are good. I'll go to the theater and watch it. But it's not anything where I'm like, even seeing the trailers and stuff, nothing's like making me be like, I've got to be first in line to see it.
Red Hulk.
Yeah.
The fact that they actually mention the events that happened in Eternals.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they mention it. They show it. Who knows what they'll do?
True. Yeah. This
Look,
giant hand coming out of the ocean.
Yeah.
So I think it'll do well.
Yeah,
with or without your contribution, Mike. No offense.
Yeah. No, understandable.
Number 6. I'd probably look. I think the closer we get, the less and less surprised there's gonna be. But I'd probably go Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Gosh, I'm looking at my list. And I almost want to switch these now. Actually.
Uh-oh. Did you have a list prepared?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Yeah, I know. I prepare for things. There's difference. Yeah.
They're gonna the chat knows that Greg doesn't prepare for podcasts.
I am switching these. I am also going Thunderbolts.
Okay. Interesting. I'm curious to know what you had in that spot. I guess we'll find out maybe at number 5.
Yes.
My number 5 is gonna be Daredevil Born Again.
Wow, sir.
The reason being, a lot of it's going to be recency bias.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Peacemaker more recently than I've seen any of the Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of his appearance in She-Hulk briefly, and at least I know that the actor's name, but
Matt
all
Murdock?
of a sudden, Matt Murdock, thank you, his appearance in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
So I still need to go back and rewatch the Daredevil series. I know that Fred was, not, I think it was Fred who was like, not exceptionally optimistic about Disney Marvel's handling of the Daredevil series, but it does look like it's going to stay relatively true to form.
Yes.
Which I'm excited about. So
okay, all right, okay, kind of low, but all right. So my number 5, the one I switched, Peacemaker season 2.
Okay.
And only reason I loved Peacemaker, that's another one I should go back and rewatch. Just haven't had time to do it. I don't know what season 2 is offering. That's why it was originally a little bit lower, but I'm like, nah, just because how much I liked season 1, I bumped it up a little bit. Oh, well, hello, Hayden.
Happy New Year, Hayden.
Happy New Year.
All right, so what was I? Am I down to number 4?
Yeah, you're at number 4.
I'd probably go.
By the way, what time is it? Because what is Hayden doing up right now? Oh, it's vacation time. That's fine. Stay up as late as you want, Hayden, by the way. And eat whatever you want. Ice cream, chocolate, whatever you want. Christmas cookies. If you don't have it, have Nana get it for you.
Just get all the sugar. I would go Peacemaker season 2 at number 4.
Yeah. Okay, now this one you had low on your list, and I couldn't believe it. In fact, I almost put it higher. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Yes, it's going to be a cartoon, but Spider-Man's been a cartoon before.
That's true.
You know?
And
when we might be out of the demographic of a lot of these, age-wise and otherwise. I just as a fan of Spider-Man, I had to put it up higher.
Right. Oh, of course. I understand. You have a Spider-Man wall art right behind your head.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I used to have a lot of Spider-Man t-shirts before I grew out of them, and now Nolan has them.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's not that I don't think it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
I just if I had a day to watch everything, that would probably or at least for the series, like an episode of something.
Yeah.
Like that would be towards the bottom of the list.
That's fair. Wrong but fair.
Fair. All right, for my number 3.
Yes.
I'm going to go Captain America: Brave New World.
Okay. So you got a little bit more out of the trailers than I did.
It's unlike Thunderbolts. I mean, yeah, Thunderbolts has a couple of characters that I'm pretty well versed with, like Bucky. But Thunderbolts looks like it's going to be a mess, but a fun mess. I'll give it its due. Captain America: Brave New World, I think at least will advance the story.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
And it will help. I'm not going to say it's going to necessarily be a bridge. I think obviously because we saw elements of the Eternals in the trailers. I think it's going to
tie up some loose ends.
That, and I think it's going to bring a lot of people back.
Okay.
Back to the MCU.
Back to the Eternals.
And but if it can like relight that fire, I think it's going to go a long way.
Yeah. Hey, I hope it does. All right, my number 3, going with Fantastic Four. I'm hoping finally we get a good Fantastic Four.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I suppose my number 2, which is going to give away my number 1.
Of course.
My number 2 is Superman.
Okay. So I was at my number 2, which is going to give away to my number 1. My number 2 is also Superman.
Hey, how about that?
So you're looking for your number 1 is Fantastic Four. If I did my calculations correctly.
That's if you kept track of things better than I did, then yes.
And mine's Daredevil: Born Again.
Interesting.
Just because I
know you love that Marvel series.
Yes.
the Marvel run.
And
Netflix
look,
run.
I was also skeptical about how Disney's Plus is going to do it, and again, we still don't know yet. Will it be as violent as it was on Netflix? I don't think so, but it'll still there's still going to be some little bit of violence, a little bit of lot of action, I should say. I think it's probably not going to be for kids. But Fantastic Four, look, I didn't have that ranked for you. I still had that in the top 3.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, it's the fact that we're getting it.
Yes.
You know, and 2, it looks like it's bit period. You know,
It is.
Which is fine. I mean, that was that. I think best friend of the show, Josh, would refer to that as mid-century modern.
Okay.
You know, a lot of the aesthetic there. But you know, I'm interested to see again how they pull those characters into the MCU proper. You know, or maybe they use Secret Wars
I think
or Doomsday to kind of help them time jump, or you know, I don't know.
I think Fantastic Four is going to be set in an alternate timeline.
Okay.
And there's going to be something with, like you said, either the Secret Wars or Doomsday that's going to pull it in. So,
and I'm excited for Superman too. You know,
yes,
I really enjoyed the trailer, and
that trailer was amazing.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that's why I got bumped up to number 2. You know,
we had a fun time breaking that trailer down, and you know, having some fun with that last week. Minnie says, "Did someone say mid-century modern?" I honestly would not know what mid-century modern was without BFOTS Josh Hansen. So it's not typically words that I would have ever strung together. But you go looking for houses, and you know, the houses are built in the 50s and 60s. You might run into what Josh would describe as MCMs. So,
okay. All right, sir. We got a lot to look forward to, somewhat in 2025.
You know, and a lot of it's going to be prioritizing. Do I need to watch that, or do I need to sleep?
Yeah. I think a lot of it's also going to be like, oh, I forgot that was going to be coming. Like, I think it's going to be, it'd really be one day that it's just like, oh, by the way, do you know that Ironheart's out now? It's like, oh, okay.
Kind of like What If, or
yes.
The second season is
Squid Games.
Thank you. Like, these are all things we've talked about in the past, and then they just poof appear, little to no warning. But when they do that around the holidays, it's almost not fair. Like, people have, you know, I don't say other priorities. It's a good time to drop them because, you know, a lot of people are home. You know, they have time off from work, things like that. But you know, like, there's so much going on. You know, and I think most households that, like, oh yeah, I totally forgot that season 2 of Squid Games was out. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I'll have time to watch it all between now and next week when we do the show.
No, I won't either.
Oh, good.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, then, I feel better about that. And anything else that you want to kick on the tail end of this show?
No.
Let's see here. Oh, Aaron Keene has a question that I don't know if either one of us have an answer for.
Okay.
He wants to know, serious question, which is usually a disclaimer from Fred. Serious question: what's the definitive and or best Punisher graphic novel?
No clue. I don't know if I've seen one. But you know what you could do? Go into your local comic book shop.
Yeah, there we go.
I know, man. I don't know where you live, but if you do, if it's a good one, go in there and just ask them that, and they all have a lot of suggestions usually. I've done that before with X-Men.
Our friends at Comic Book Herald would tell you, you know, there's Punisher Circle of Blood. There's Punisher Warzone, which I definitely remember Punisher Warzone in the 90s. Talk about, okay, I don't know what you remember, Mike, of 90s comic book art, but it was the era of like the massive chest, huge shoulders, and like itty bitty little heads.
Yeah.
And then let's see, we have Punisher Welcome Back Frank, Punisher the Slavers. Make sure I say that right. Punisher Max the End, Punisher Born, Born, And as a special mention, Cosmic Ghost Rider is when Punisher became the spirit of vengeance.
Didn't you read that one?
I never read that one, no.
Okay. Sounded familiar.
But hope we answered your question there, Aaron, and thanks for you showing interest and wondering what the heck happened to the show last night. Again, I was well into, I don't know exacts because who does, but I got almost 11 hours of sleep last night, I think.
Jeez. That's good.
It doesn't happen like that ever. No. But and then I woke up with the twins, or not with the twins, but I woke up with the twins talking to each other. I've told Robert in the past, maybe I said this on the show before, because he would just be like pound, pound, pound on the door. I tell him before bed, I was like, hey, how about in the morning, instead of pounding on the door, why don't you just start talking? You know, call for daddy or sing a little song. Daddy will hear you and come get you. So this morning, I get in there and he's like, Daddy. He's like, Matthew's not waking up. Matt's not waking up. I said, oh, he will. And a minute later, Matthew's like, pops his head up. But one morning, this I think it was yesterday, maybe wasn't Christmas. It was Thursday or Friday. And, it was time to get up for whatever it was. And I opened the door and Matthew sits up. He's like, thanks for waking me up, Daddy. I was like, oh, if you boys just held on to that attitude until you moved out and went to college or wherever, that'd be great. Because right now with Garrett, it's like, dragging him off the bed. Come on.
Oh, sure.
But it was good. It's a good time with the kids. Awesome. It's been fun hanging out with them. This past week, and I get another week of it. So
nice,
because they don't go back to. Robert and Garrett don't go back to school until the 7th.
Yeah.
Matthew can officially go back to daycare on Thursday. Daycare's closed Monday, Tuesday, and New Year's Day. So we'll get them going. And not that anybody else cares about the boys' school and daycare schedule, but thank you all for hanging out with us. We hope you've had a great time. I know I've had a great time hanging out with you, Mike, and everybody in the chat. So thank you, and Happy New Year to everybody. And we'll see you in 2020. Easy for me to say. We'll see you in 2025. So for me, Greg Mahochko, the host of this fine Nerds United, a jitterymonkey.com podcast, for the co-host of, nope, there it is. I don't always. Anyway, Mike Luther, the co-host of the year. I'm Greg Mahochko. This is the Nerds United show, and we'll see you next time. Reminding you each and every week to be kind
and rewind.
This is a production of the Jittery Monkey Podcast Network. For more jittery shenanigans, go to jitterymonkey.com.